You will never rise above what you believe. There comes a moment in every human life when the real battle is no longer outside, but inside, a silent war between what the world tells you and what you choose to believe about yourself. And in that war, there is no middle ground. You either rise with belief, or you stay trapped by doubt. Because the truth is simple, yet brutal. You will never rise above what you believe, not what you wish, not what you hope, not even what you are capable of, but what you truly, deeply, repeatedly believe about yourself. And that belief is not built in a single moment. It is built quietly, day by day, thought by thought, decision by decision, until it becomes the invisible architecture of your entire life. Look at every human being who ever changed the world. They did not begin with certainty from the world. They began with certainty within themselves. Thomas Edison was told he was wasting his time, that thousands of failures meant he was not meant for success. But Edison did not measure his reality by failure. He measured it by belief. He once said he didn't fail thousands of times. He simply discovered thousands of ways that didn't work. That is not optimism. That is identity. That is belief so strong it refuses to collapse under pressure. Henry Ford built an empire not because the world believed in him, but because he refused to accept the world's belief about him. When he said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right," he was not giving advice. He was revealing a law of the mind, a law that still governs every human life today, because your mind does not argue with your beliefs, it obeys them. If you believe you are limited, your actions will obey that limit. If you believe you are capable, your actions will begin to expand towards possibility, and that is where most people unknowingly destroy their own potential. They don't fail because life rejects them. They fail because they reject themselves first. They build invisible ceilings made of thoughts like, "I'm not smart enough. I don't have the resources. People like me don't succeed. This is just how my life is." And slowly, without realizing it, those thoughts stop being thoughts and start becoming identity. And once something becomes identity, it becomes destiny. Napoleon Hill understood this better than almost anyone. He studied the lives of the most successful men of his era and discovered a pattern that cannot be ignored. Every achievement begins with a definite mental image held consistently until it becomes reality. Not hope, not luck, not circumstance, but belief held long enough to become action. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly believed. It simply organizes your life according to the dominant thoughts you feed it. So ask yourself honestly, what have you been feeding your mind every day? Because every repeated thought is not just a reflection of your current life. It is a blueprint for your future life. If your mind is constantly filled with doubt, comparison, fear, and limitation, then even your strongest efforts will feel like they are fighting against invisible resistance. But if your mind is trained to see possibility, growth, discipline, and expansion, then even challenges begin to transform into stepping stones. And this is where everything changes, because belief is not passive, belief is directional. It decides what you notice, what you ignore, what you attempt, and what you avoid. Two people can live in the same world, face the same circumstances, and yet experience completely different realities because they are guided by completely different beliefs. Look at Abraham Lincoln. Failure was not an exception in his life, it was a pattern. Elections lost, businesses failed, setbacks repeated, but his belief in purpose never collapsed. And because his belief did not collapse, neither did his direction. Look at Walt Disney. He was told he lacked imagination. He was rejected, dismissed, and underestimated. Yet inside his mind, he saw something that did not yet exist. And that vision became more real to him than the rejection around him. That is the difference. One man accepts reality as final. Another man uses belief to rewrite reality. And this is where most people stop. They look at their current life and assume it is a verdict, not a starting point. They confuse their present situation with their final identity. But nothing about your current life is permanent, except the belief that keeps it alive. Because belief is the only thing that continuously recreates your reality. And right now, whether you realize it or not, your beliefs are speaking quietly in the background of everything you do. When you hesitate, that is belief. When you delay action, that is belief. When you avoid risk, that is belief. When you move forward, despite fear, that is also belief. So the question is not whether you have belief. The question is whether your belief is serving your future or protecting your past. And in this very moment, there are two versions of you existing at the same time. One is shaped by old beliefs, formed from past experiences, past failures, past fears. The other is not yet fully born, but it exists in imagination, in potential, in possibility. And the bridge between these two versions is not talent. It is not opportunity. It is not timing. It is belief.